it continues to baffle me that people who were delivered out of slavery with mighty works of miraculous power, fed by God, wandering through the wilderness, are able to complain so much about not having the best food. And then I think about myself when I'm trying to eat healthier food on the regular basis, where there are plenty of options to eat. Then I also think about, I feel your pain, Moses, if you feel like you're the only one holding up a group of people. If you are the priest in If You Meet George Herbert on the Road, Kill Him, that would watch the train go by the corner of the parish property, because in his words, that was the only thing in the parish he didn't run, that could be a very desolate place. Now, I also think Moses was a bit of a drama queen. Just kill me now! I can't stand these stupid people. But, all in all, it reminds me of those moments where everyone's already tense. Everyone's already frustrated. Kind of like the deanery meeting last week, where bad politics, infighting, difficulties are already present. There's all kinds of underlying stories where people have been wounded, hurt, frustrated, offended, bored, sick of things. You know, I'm sure none of you have ever had to deal with meetings like that before.
Oh, never.
So you go into one of those meetings with the people that you're already frustrated with, and then somebody, the same person, you know who that person is, makes some stupid complaint, and everyone goes, "Ah!" And it usually devolves into everyone's angry, and nothing gets done. Everyone leaves feeling frustrated, and it's just completely disheartening. I think that best encapsulates what today's reading is all about. I understand the complaining of the Israelites. I understand the complaining of Moses. I understand God's frustration in all this. I also recognize that there's an interesting thing that happens with us as human beings. That when we are in a place that has caused us lots of change and uncertainty, we tend to romanticize a past that might not have necessarily been as nice as we like to remember it. Has anyone ever done that?
Oh, no.
No, yes. So, I know that we're all kind of doing that in light of the fact that we have spent the last year and a half trying to figure out the constant moving goalpost. I was talking to Chip earlier about how frustrating it is to try to figure out, what's the new norm this week? And the disheartening feeling when we get close to having everyone predominantly in person, and then because of the Delta variant, the majority of people are on Zoom, which I'm very glad we have Zoom for that purpose, but it can feel a little disheartening, not because you guys are doing anything wrong, you're doing the right thing, you're taking care of yourselves. It's just, every time you turn around, something's different. We are in a time where I'm hoping we don't incur God's passive-aggressive wrath. Oh, okay. You want meat? All right, I'll give you meat. Not just one day, not just 2 days, not just 7 days, not just a week, the whole month till it comes out of your nose and your ears. But no, please, by all means, complain about the lack of meat. I love the fact that you laughed and we had to stop. It's nice every once in a while when the readings make us bust up in laughter.
If it had been not a cold reading, I probably would have been able to overcome that, but it's like, holy crap.
But honestly, the holy crap is fine. It was, holy crap! No. It was actually a lovely thing that it was a cold reading for that purpose. The humor is intended, I think. So what is God's response to God's own frustration, to Moses being whiny about having to care for all these people, to the people whining about the fact that even though God took them out of slavery into freedom, because they have less of their preference, they're complaining. He's like, right, gather 70 of the elders, not 2, not 4, not 7, not 3, 70, to be leaders. I will pour out my spirit the way I have on you to them. It's almost like God realized, hey, maybe one person in leadership is not a good model for effective work. It takes teamwork. It takes a body. It takes everyone. Even when Eldad and Medad didn't go to the tent like they were supposed to, but were counted as one of the 70, the Spirit still rested on them, and they still spoke prophecies. Now, I also find it interesting that once again, Jesus is Moses 2.0 in today's Mark reading. You notice the similarities there. So Jesus and Moses both say, no, don't shut them up. I wish everyone would follow suit with this. I wish everyone would take their leadership role, their part, their commitment to the community so that this could be done much more effectively. So, where are we in this story? Do we identify most with God? Do we identify most with the people? With Moses? With Joshua? Thinking that he knows better than Moses about what to do about God's Spirit? God's family, like every family, is a bit dysfunctional. Nonetheless, we stay in it together and we figure it out. God's family also isn't one where one person carries everyone else. I like the object lesson there, that you are not solely responsible for any ministry that you do in this place. You are also responsible for carrying your weight in the midst of it. You are not responsible for determining how God moves us, but we are responsible for responding to that Spirit when it happens. So we're all kind of burnt out. We're all kind of like, I'm so tired of manna. And there's good reason for that. But to romanticize the fish, the leeks, the onions, the garlic at the expense of the liberation that God is bringing us into, to the land of promise that God is bringing us into, means that we can't get beyond the wilderness and the manna and the struggles to get to where we need to go. So we have to share the wealth, share the weight, share the burden. We have to gird ourselves up a little bit, deal with the pain and the suffering that difficult times and wandering and uncertainty bring to us. And remember that in spite of what we can see with our own 2 eyes in front of us, God is bigger than all of that. God is more capable than all of us combined. And God is trying to empower us to ensure that we carry our community through this time of wilderness into the land of promise to see what God is going to bring about when we get there. So, in spite of being tired, in spite of being just burnt out, in spite of being tired of the same food, we are called by God to remember to make sure we carry each other's burdens. Make sure we are faithful to the commitments we make to God's family. And to ensure that we work our way through those things and find the path that God is trying to lead us on. And to pay attention to where God might be speaking to us in unexpected ways. That way we don't cause a stumbling block to little ones or not so little ones. And that we bring about the wandering out of the wilderness through the Jordan River into the land of promise whenever we finally get there. Amen.